Welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today we're going to cover legend-sized Thunderwing. Here is Thunderwing in his jet mode, which is pretty much a MiG. As you notice, he's got these huge guns that stick out. These guns can actually rotate to the back, so that way you don't have to have those sticking out, but you know, it kind of gives him a little different mode. He's very cool. I do like him. He's got a lot of panel line detail, and not to mention this thing here on the back where it's kind of the techie portion, which is all done in gold. It's got a little bit of kind of a greenish color going on there with a cockpit and a couple panels in there, kind of bring in that that whole vibe that Thunderwing always had. He's got his G2 emblem right there on the front, and it's pretty neat. Bottom of it's just pretty much kind of a robot, but kind of not really. He does have his back thrusters actually painted, which is cool, and then not to mention the little guns here painted silver. Very neat. I do like the idea of a little bit of that kind of greenish black is kind of coming out through the wings, and all the wing panel lining is kind of cool looking. I do like that about him. It's a very neat looking little MiG. I do like this. It's got a very interesting transformation, but you know, nothing too terrible. Primarily we'll lift up here on this back portion here just to kind of unlock it. This whole thing here kind of moves all the way, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You just need to pop it up high enough there to unlock it. And he's got a couple pegs here that peg into these areas here. So you have to just kind of pull just a little bit, and it should unpeg itself from the rest of the plane. And then it just flips down. And then this whole thing here is kind of like a bit of an accordion. You'll accordion it up and then push it in, and it locks securely. And you'll fold these down, just like so. Forms his feet. And then these guns here can come off. If you don't want the guns on, you can take them off. So that way you can actually have him without guns, or with a gun. I sometimes just leave one gun on and then one without. But there you go. There you have Thunderwing in his robot mode. And he's a pretty neat looking little guy. I do like him a lot. Some of you guys out there are probably like, okay, this is the Cybertron Starscream. Yes, there is a Cybertron Starscream just like this out there, but this is actually a crazy knockoff that I found. The wings, the feet are actually kind of on little ball joints, but they don't actually move forward or anything. They're just kind of moved to the side. So if you really wanted to change what the plane looked like, you can actually fold these up like this. It does have a lot of detail here picked out with a little black, which is cool. So that way you can kind of give him a bit of a pose. He doesn't actually have any head articulation, unfortunately, but his arms are on a ball joint, so you can get some pretty good range of movement out of that. He does happen to have a little bit of silver detail here picked out, and here actually on this arm, he does have a little bit of silver detail picked out, which is cool. So if you really wanted to, you can just leave the gun actually attached here to this arm, and then have the other arm kind of open. If you notice, his head has a little bit of gold there on it as well. Those red eyes picked out, and that little tiny bit of kind of this greenish blue color there on his head as well. It's very cool. I do like it. I'm a huge fan of Thunderwing. I do like my Pretenders. And I like the fact that this guy's tiny. Here he is, size comparison with an Action Master, because Action Masters really aren't that big. These are, you know, kind of a standard sized action figure. If you guys out there collect G.I. Joe, you know these guys are about the same height. But I do like him a lot. He is a very cool looking little robot, and I highly recommend trying to find these out there because they're really cool looking little guys. But anyway, this has been Plasticon. This has been in our crazy little Generation 2 review. I'll catch you guys around because I have plenty more coming your way. That's it for now. Bye.